Guys, I did it. I bought a BlackHawk helicopter. Now this is something that's been on my vision board. It's been one of my life goals, and I'm finally making it happen, and I'm gonna take you along for the ride. After I purchased this helicopter from a military auction, I have to then head down to Huntsville, Alabama, which is where it's located in the storage facility, and pick it up. We're not gonna go down and fly it out of there because it needs a bunch of maintenance and inspections and all sorts of stuff done to it before we can legally and comfortably fly it around. So what you're about to see is a journey of us flying out from Salt Lake City, Utah to St. Louis, Missouri. From there, we're gonna head over to Washington, Missouri to my friend Joe at Midwest Military Equipment's yard because he's gonna let me borrow his specialty lowboy trailer, which is literally perfect for hauling a BlackHawk. He also has a buddy who's gonna let me borrow his brand new Kenworth W900, Brian from JBC Transport. And from there, we're gonna get on the road down to Huntsville, Alabama.
Recap of what's happened so far. Usually I fly in the day early and I get the rental car and I make sure everything's good to go, and then when I pick them up I have snacks in the car and everything. Well, this time Dave had me flying with them. Got a rental car reserved, got to the rental car place. It was like an hour-and-a-half long wait to get our car. So then we decided to Uber the hour distance here. Got picked up by a guy in the Uber who no working air conditioning in his car. Did the hour-long drive in the van with no air conditioning. Got to the rental car place and the rental car needs fuel, too small. Just give me one of those trips where every corner is gonna be a party. Sparks couldn't figure out how to open the thingy and he kept telling me just to keep hitting it, so I kept hitting it. Couldn't figure it out, look for the button. And it is just a hit thing, you just have to unlock the car. Just unlock the car, then unlocks the cap.
So in this video, I'm gonna introduce you to a few different people. Now these people are very, very important and they're critical to this series that I'm gonna be creating of purchasing and owning and flying a BlackHawk. First, you've got JT Tannehill. Now JT is a good friend of mine, but he also happens to be a badass active duty BlackHawk pilot, and he has been for a long time. He's served multiple tours of duty, flying combat missions. The guy's experienced, and he's just an overall badass, but more importantly, he's a close friend of mine. And you guys may remember him from the video where we got kidnapped up in the mountains. But JT is basically my guy when it comes to helping me figure out what to do with this thing. And he's gonna teach me how to fly it. He's my instructor. He's like my right-hand man on this deal. Next, you're gonna meet Joe Ott. Joe Ott is hands down the best aviation mechanic I've ever met in my entire life. He owns a big outfit down in Kentucky called Thoroughbred Aviation. I trust Joe with my life, with my money, and with this whole project. The thing about Joe is he is honest, he's extremely smart, and he's got a huge facility with an excellent staff that can figure out just about anything. So they're the guys that I trust to be able to do all of the work on the BlackHawk, because once you buy a surplus BlackHawk, it has to go through a bunch of different inspections and maintenance. So you have what's called a PMI-1 and a PMI-2. Those are basically giant inspections. I'm talking inspections that cost anywhere between $200,000 to $1 million, depending on what components need to be replaced. So rather than have somebody pick it apart and try to sell me parts and pieces that I might not need, Joe is gonna do those inspections for me, and he's gonna tell me what the helicopter actually needs and what is required to be able to safely and comfortably fly this thing home, which is what we're hoping to do in about September once Joe's done with all of his work on it. Everybody, Joe from Midwest Military Equipment. You've seen him at our shop, but now we finally get to see your shop.
Yeah, we're
I've
here.
been wanting to be here for a while, man.
Yeah.
This is kind of paradise right here, man. Joe has the same problem that I have, which is, guys, we have a serious problem here at the office. I want to show you guys. This has become just like a full-blown outbreak. And you know, let me just show you what's going on here. Look at these guys.
Need a little energy. Done with that drink yet?
Yeah. See, My guys are all strung out on energy drinks. You see, they had low energy, so they're like, oh, we'll take an energy drink. Well, now it's just snowballed into this huge mess. They have no energy, they have no ambition, they have no drive, they're not getting the proper nutrients. So what I'm gonna do is solve this problem once and for all. You wanna know how? Bam, nutrients. Boys,
Hey.
yeah, you have never really looked good, and now you just look worse. How many energy drinks do you have today?
14.
14. And how much energy do you have? 0. Guys, here's the deal. Energy drinks, well, I'm just gonna come right out and say it, they're not good for you.
What?
99% of energy drinks on the market are absolute trash. There's a couple out there that maybe have a couple good things, but to be honest with you, real energy comes from real vitamins and minerals. So guys, the solution to the low energy crisis and obviously all the other problems that these guys are experiencing due to lack of nutrition is BAM, this nutritional drink. This is AG1 by Athletic Greens. This is something that I drink every single morning, and it has helped me improve my focus, my energy, my gut health. This is packed with like over 75 different vitamins, minerals, superfoods, all the stuff that our bodies need and crave to be able to feel better and perform better, and it's super easy to use. Literally, these are the travel packs, or get your container, take 1 scoop of that every single morning, bam. I've noticed a huge difference, and I want you to feel better as well. And I'm also probably gonna give these guys like an IV infusion of it because they are down right now. So if you wanna try it out, Athletic Greens is gonna hook you up. Click the link in my description below. When you place your order, they're gonna give you a 1-year supply of vitamin D for free, plus 5 free travel packs. It's literally a no-brainer, you can't beat it. This is one of the most important parts of my day, and it's something that I rarely miss, almost never, because it's so easy. Shake it up, literally that easy. Bro, pull yourself together.
Is there energy in this?
Yes, Dave, there's energy in that.
It's working.
So guys, if you wanna feel better, check it out. Listen guys, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical expert, I'm not making claims that this is gonna heal anything. All I'm telling you right now is I'm a guy that likes to feel good, and when I drink this, I feel better, I perform better, and my health is just overall better. So you want in, click the link in my description below, and don't be like these clowns. Joe has the same problem that I have, which is compulsively buys military vehicles without seeing them, but his problem, well, his condition is significantly worse.
I've got a batter bug.
You've got a batter bug, man. He just closes his eyes and goes to town. In fact, he just bought 10 of those. Literally, like anything that you see, he probably just bought 10 or 20 of. He has the world's most comprehensive collection of surplus military trucks, parts, and equipment. Everybody that I know who's anybody who wants a military vehicle comes to Joe right here. So he's letting us use his trailer, which is a brand new trailer, which not a cheap trailer.
Third trip out.
Really? Well, no pressure, right? This is a specialty trailer, which is designed to haul a BlackHawk helicopter. Joe's also nice enough to have his friend Brian from JBC Transport Group let us borrow his Kenworth, because our truck with Hunter is coming in through Texas right now, gonna meet us in Alabama with our lowboy. This lowboy should have everything that we need to be able to move the BlackHawk, the blades, and look cool doing it. That's a good looking truck.
Yeah, it's a real nice looking
beautiful
truck. Brian's proud of it, that's for sure.
Now listen, the Sikorsky UH-60 BlackHawk helicopter is one of the most successful helicopters ever built of all time. It's known for its durability, its rugged just capabilities, and its brute strength. I mean, these things are massive. Just the airframe alone is like 50 feet long. It's 13 feet tall without the blades on. It's like 10 feet wide. I mean, I'm telling you, this is like the definition of an oversized load. Is that a newer truck?
21.
21? Beautiful. What I'm about to do is dangerous. This is extremely dangerous, and Joe knows it. That's why he's got that smirk on his face. Walking me back past this gate means I'm probably gonna leave here. I mean, here's the thing. I bought the helmet from him. I bought another, it's a 10x10 PLS, which I haven't even showed you guys yet. It's like one of 2 in civilian hands.
Yeah.
I bought the Navy
I just
boat.
bought the second one.
You did?
So yeah.
Of course you did.
We're set up now.
So yeah, now we got the only 2 10x10 trucks in civilian hands like these. I also bought the Navy boat from him, which he has a handful more. That's
the newest truck there. That's the only one I know of in North American civilian hands.
Fully armored LMTV,
yeah, it's a
right?
fully armored M1085A1P2. So that's what the military is currently using. Like you see all the Oshkosh trucks with the square nose. That's the truck right there. It got set up for where it's designed to have supplemental armor and then full armor, which if you open the doors on this truck here, you can see just how wild the armor plating is on it. You gotta give them a tug. You gotta manhandle them.
Jeez.
Yeah, this truck is actually a 2009 and it's got 1,057 original miles on it. So the guy bought this off the assembly line that I bought it from.
Really?
Out of Sealy, Texas. And it's sat in a climate controlled shop since 2011.
That's beautiful. I've never seen one up close and personal, actually.
Yeah, it was kind of an experience for me. We kind of owned everything under the sun, and this one definitely takes the cake. It's got a fully operational turret, and we've got a gunner protection kit for it too. So it's got a C7 CAD in it, and then they changed a lot. It's got hydraulic cab air ride versus the older trucks had just an air ride cab system.
It's a hydraulic air ride?
Yeah, it's a hydraulic air ride. So if you look, they've got hydraulic rams on either side. A lot of people buy these longer trucks to make them expedition vehicles.
Absolutely.
This glass is so thick.
Yeah, this thing's legit. Like there's.
What are these supposed to hold up to? Like.
It's 50 caliber at point blank.
The glass and that plating and everything?
Well, the plating I know for a fact. The glass, I'm sure it's 7.62 point blank.
Grilled growler?
Yeah, a couple of growlers.
Are they cool or are they?
They're fun.
Are they?
They're a lot of fun, yeah. They've got a turbo diesel engine, and then they've got a 4L80E automatic transmission. Yeah. And they're just kind of a combination of a whole bunch of different vehicles morphed into a combat vehicle. Yeah, this is the only vehicle that was ever certified to fly in the V-22 Osprey. That's what it was developed for.
That's
yeah.
You got a half track?
I found this out in Kansas, and the family that I bought it from, her father bought it in 1948.
Does it run?
It does not run. We unloaded off the trailer, and this is as far as we got. And then if you open the hood here, you'll see the world's largest rat nest.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think anybody's ever seen one like that.
Dude, they packed it in there.
All right, so you got a lot of switches here. These are your airbags. If you want to glow green, the switch right here. Cab lights glow green on 3. When you are oversized, if you want to run, the cab lights, they dance as well. Spare key.
Sweet. All right, man. Dude, thank you so much.
Good luck, man.
I really appreciate you.
Can't wait to see it, yeah.
This right here, the man, Brian from JBC Transportation. You guys are right here in Washington?
Warrenton, Missouri.
Warrenton. I've never met this man, but he's a friend of Joe, and I'm a friend of Joe, and Joe reached out and said, hey, I got a buddy who's got a badass truck. Because they knew that the load that we're hauling, you can't just haul with any old truck. You got to haul with something special, which this is probably one of the most special W9s I've ever seen in my entire life. So logistically, this is a challenge. Getting everything in the right place at the right time to be able to show up and get this thing picked up. I mean, there's a reason why there's really only kind of one company in the country that is known for transporting these helicopters. You know, I had the option of hiring them to move it, but I thought that doesn't make a good video. Hiring some specialty company, which does a really great job, doesn't make for great content. So we decided to do it ourselves, which means that we had to basically get the dimensions of a BlackHawk and build our own cradle design that sits on top of this lowboy to be able to secure it to the trailer and make sure that it's just the right dimensions so that we can get oversized load permits and not be too tall for overpasses and different things like that. Much appreciated, brother.
No problem.
All right, we're good on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it from St. Louis, Missouri to Huntsville, Alabama. Took us somewhere between 8 and 9 hours. We stopped and had dinner. It's about 2 a.m. right now. We've got to be over here at the yard getting ready to load at 8 a.m. While the guys at the yard there are loading up the BlackHawk. They're going to take us for a ride in their demo BlackHawk. So we're going flying. We're going to load up the trailer. Hunter should be here somewhere. He was pulling into town right around the same time we were. We're going to stay at the hotel right here, get as much sleep as we can, shower off. You guys saw me when I started the day. It was just profuse sweat. By the way, that truck, Brian from JCB Transportation, got a nice rig right there. That thing's just a Cadillac. We're gonna go get our rooms, get a little bit of sleep, load up. Moving a BlackHawk helicopter on a semi-truck is much more complicated than you might even think. The logistics required to be able to put a helicopter that large on a semi-trailer, along with all of its parts and pieces, and move it across the country, not an easy task. And we are about to learn through trial by fire exactly what it takes to be able to move one of these monsters. That's a big ass helicopter. There she is, Mrs. 311. So we're here at the APP depot, Advanced Precision Parts. This is one of the many steps that the government uses to be able to offload the decommissioned aircraft. They load like 2 or 3 of these things out here every week. Everything looks good. This is my helicopter right here, number 311. That's a specialty cradle that we built specifically to hold this BlackHawk. So the tires sit down inside there, we chain that down to the trailer, and then we strap the BlackHawk down to that. So that keeps it positioned exactly where we need it. That's kind of like the secret sauce here that only one other company uses. But once we started realizing what it takes to build one of those, it was like, it took Hunter an afternoon to do it, so.
Not gonna work.
On the top rower there. So he's about to buzz the tower right now. We're gonna see it come by, and then they're gonna let me go up and sit in the pilot seat, go for a little ride, which is really cool. So Dave, down at Advanced Precision Parts, which is basically the warehouse that holds these BlackHawks after they're sold from the government, just super cool dude. He's like one of us. In dealing with a government contractor like that, typically it's not a great experience. I'll tell you right now though, dealing with Dave and his team at APP, these guys are dialed. He said, look, when you get here, we'll have you loaded up in and out in like 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, that's an ambitious goal, but let's do it. So we get to APP, pull in, boom. His team has the helicopter on a crane ready to go. All I had to do was back the lowboy literally into their bay garage there. And like Dave said before, within 30 minutes, the helicopter was tied down and loaded. Why they're showing me this, why they're taking us for a ride, is because they offer parts and services and some equipment for these things. And so obviously it's in their best interest for me to get excited about what they do, because I'd then potentially be a customer of theirs for whether it's their products, services, whatever. Based on my experience here so far, these guys are the real deal. They're awesome.
So this is a technology demonstrator aircraft. We've got a weather radar, FLIRs, motorcycle transport system, full glass cockpit, autopilot, terrain avoidance system, synthetic vision, with the latest and greatest state-of-the-art cockpit. So it's more modern than what the Army flies today. Welcome to the BlackHawk community.
Thank you. Appreciate it. A warm welcome. So what you hear running right now is what's called the APU. It's a third turbine engine. That's the starter motor. That's not the drive engine you're hearing. It's literally a turbine engine that creates gas pressure that fills these accumulators. So rather than having like a regular gear starter like most aircraft and vehicles would, this uses another turbine that just blows a ton of air into the big turbines, and that's what starts them. He shuts down the main turbines and then fires up the auxiliary turbine, and that's part of the shutdown procedure, because if he didn't do that, then you'd have to hand crank the accumulator pump to build the air pressure that turbine is building right now. And apparently JT tells me that's just an absolute nightmare. So now he's shut down. That means the accumulator's full. He's got all the air pressure he needs. This is cool though. This is exactly what I wanted to see a BlackHawk doing. You know, we've seen them in military service and they do a great job there, but trying to understand and get a vision for what they look like in the private world, I mean, you're looking at it.
Back in 45 minutes probably. Everybody else is briefed, everybody else is going. Get your ass in, let's go.
I'm telling you right now that flying that demo BlackHawk helicopter was one of the greatest moments of my life. Now, I've had a lot of great moments, right? The moment my kids were born, the moment I got married, the moment, like, I've had some killer moments, and obviously this doesn't compare to the family stuff, but it's like right there on the next shelf below it, because having wanted this for so long and having dreamed about it and having come from like this poor kid who had nothing to now I'm able to go out and purchase my own BlackHawk helicopter, like, that's a feeling of accomplishment that I'm damn proud of. And like I said, this helicopter isn't just for me. Our plan is to use this helicopter to help others, to entertain you guys, to be able to provide support on missions where really only a helicopter with these kinds of capabilities can perform. I love how clean it is, man. That whole layout right there is just...
It's more modern than the current BlackHawk today.
Absolutely.
That glass cockpit, synthetic vision, terrain warning system, autopilot. You got to learn to not fight the aircraft.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah. And then when I would release the trim, I'd already be fighting that direction, and then it'd jump over there.
That's right, yeah.
At my 105, I'm gliding through turns, and whereas with this, he's like full power, so
you're full out.
You're powering through stuff that just a different experience. Now, I thought this was going to be more like a, hey, sit over there and don't touch anything and just smile and have a good time. No. That was not the case. They literally threw me in the pilot seat. They had the co-pilot right there next to me, and he said, all right, helicopter's yours, take it away. And I grabbed the controls and I took off in a BlackHawk for the very first time under all my own control. Nobody else was touching it, nobody else was doing it, and that was a wild experience. Just picture flying a school bus. Very maneuverable school bus. There's really no other way to put it.
All right, we're gonna get on the road. Hey, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. It's great flying. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
So after we went on the test flight, we got on the road and boom, smooth sailing. We got there way ahead of schedule. In fact, we weren't even planning on getting there until about midnight, and we ended up rolling in around like 6 p.m., which is fantastic because Joe already had everybody on standby at his facility ready to unload the helicopter, unload the blades, and get us back on the road to St. Louis. Because remember, we are on a tight timeline to get this whole truck and trailer turned around and get back home. We pull up, boom, wrecker pulls up, we hook it up. Within 10, 15 minutes, we are picking up the BlackHawk from the helicopter and dropping it on the ground in Lexington at Thoroughbred Aviation, where it's going to spend the next couple of months getting all this work done to it.
All right, we're here. We're at the Lexington, Kentucky airport where Thoroughbred Aviation is. This is where Joe has his shop. And in front of us, I'm seeing a big rotator wrecker, which I believe is probably what Joe has on standby to unload us here. Also, this is a bigger airport with Delta flights and TSA, so we have to go through the security process. They're gonna come check everything out. And then once that's good, we pull them through the gates, unstrapping the BlackHawk and getting her unloaded. It was a smooth trip, super smooth, all the way from Huntsville up here to Kentucky. And driving through Kentucky, anybody from Kentucky watching this, you live in a beautiful state. Should have seen hands the whole way, just drooling over the properties.
Thoroughbred, I now get it.
Yeah, thoroughbred horses, get it?
Well, now, yeah.
Did you say thoroughbred, like Thurl Bailey?
Thurl Bailey.
Thoroughly bred.
Thoroughbred.
We just passed the castle and he's all frazzled. We're actually a little bit ahead of schedule. We didn't think we were gonna get in here until dark. So we're gonna unload relatively quickly and then get headed back to St. Louis. I've just been smiling this whole time. Just ever since I flew that BlackHawk this morning, I'm just giddy like a little kid. Just happy as can be. There's 900 pounds of lead bags that we hang off the front. That helps get the center of gravity where it needs to be. Otherwise it would hang two-tail low. Boom out, pick me up, I'll drive out from underneath, and then he'll set it back down and then tow it in there. Happy day right here, guys. Just so smooth. No stops from DOT, no issues with the ports. We had all our permits filed thanks to Brian at JBC Transport. Brian stepped up big time to make this trip happen for us, giving us his truck, and Joe at Midwest Military Equipment letting us take the trailer. Like, such a dialed setup.
This was a very big moment for me because it's something that I've wanted for a really, really long time, and it's taken me a while to get here, but I'm finally here, and I now own a BlackHawk that I'm gonna be able to use for private use and for search and rescues and for recoveries and for all these different missions that we plan on taking it on, because I didn't buy it just for fun. I mean, I am definitely planning on having fun with it, but this thing is an absolute monster. It fits like 15 people. You can haul like 9,000 pounds from the cargo hook. As you saw in the demo flight, they have motorcycle carriers. You can basically adapt this helicopter to do just about anything you need it to do. But like I said, first things first, we got to get the maintenance done, the inspections done. We have to do a lot of paperwork. I'm telling you guys, in order to buy an ex-military aircraft and make it able to be used in the civilian world by a private pilot, not easy. And then obviously I have to get trained in it. I have to get a specific license. I have to get a type rating because it's such a massive helicopter that weighs over 12,000 pounds. In fact, when this thing's fully loaded, the gross weight is at 22,000 pounds. Now, to put that into comparison, the heaviest my BO-105 or any other helicopters I've flown in the past are 5,000 pounds. So I'm going from a 5,000 pound fully loaded helicopter to a 22,000 pound fully loaded helicopter. I'm ready, I'm stoked. This is the perfect opportunity for me to be able to take that next step in my flying career, and for us as a group to be able to find ways to solve more complex, more robust, and more difficult problems from the air rather than from the ground all the time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's a wrap. We did it, and we're ahead of schedule. We're unloaded. Trucks are ready to hit the road. We were gonna stay the night here, but no, we're gonna head straight back to St. Louis, get an early start on getting back home. Now listen, I realize that buying a BlackHawk and owning it, like personally, the way that I'm doing this is something that probably haven't seen many people do before, especially coverage on YouTube. You need to let me know how much of this you wanna see. My plan was to show you kind of like the high level, like we picked it up, right? Now we're dropping it off at Thoroughbred, and Joe, my guy, is gonna go through it. Let me know how in depth you want us to go on this as far as covering it. We may not cover everything on the main channel, but I might do a little separate channel to cover some like the real technical stuff of the build. But you guys definitely should plan on seeing a full series of BlackHawk videos, including some of the build stuff, some of the modifications and improvements, because by the time I fly the thing back to Salt Lake in September, it's gonna be a whole different animal, completely different color. It's gonna look brand new, and I will have gone through all the necessary training to get my license to be able to fly that thing, because you actually have to have a separate type rating to fly a helicopter that big because of the weight. So I wanna show you guys that process. I'll show you some of the FAA paperwork. I'll show you some of the crazy, insane paperwork that we have to go through for a private pilot to be able to operate a military aircraft like that. But let me know, guys. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you want to see, how much of this you want to see, and we'll just keep on cranking it out. You probably won't see another BlackHawk video until end of June, because that's when we'll come back down for the maintenance flights. With that said, we got 5 hours to St. Louis. We got to drop off some trucks. I'm sweating. I haven't stopped sweating since we landed here in the Midwest, but I want a BlackHawk. Let's go!